you'll notice that I've already done some of the hair. I did this and then found out that it wasn't on camera, so I'm reshooting part of this. But as you do this hair, you want to run the bottom. Now you can see I've already put in the ditches right here, and you're going to take your V tool and you're going to run the bottom of the ditch. You want to make this nice and curvy, no straight lines, nice and curvy. Run the bottom of the ditch, and you'll turn it around, and you want to take this all the way over. Said it's helpful at this time if you have on a glove. Keep poking yourself, run that all the way over like that, and then it makes a little detail that you can see right there. And then a lot of times I'll come back and up on the top, since here's the ditch and here's the ditch, up on the top I'll start and I'll kind of run one right in the center. Now you're going to run downhill in the bottom of that little groove that we made, the bottom of that ditch. You're going to have to turn the piece over, and you're going to have to come back to that mark and hit it in the same place right there in the bottom of that ditch. And sometimes you'll get a little messy piece there, but you can always come back and straighten it up later. And then you start running and trying to put as much hair in all the way that you can, and some of these hairs are not going to run all the way up, and that's good. You don't want them to all be the same, and every time you run one, you'll come back and come all the way around to the back side of the piece, and that leaves little jagged edges, little notches kind of, and that looks really good on your carving. All the way around like so. Okay, like that. And come back and get me in another one right here. And there we go. Kind of turn that in a little bit. And remember, you're always going to be trying to work downhill, so you're going to have to turn and rotate the piece as you go. Run it all the way back up here, like so. Okay, now turn and look at it, and I can see I can get a couple more pieces of hair down in here. Maybe another one right here, see. Okay, now see, this is going to be one of the ones that's going to end. Let it end right there. And then once again I have to turn around and take this all the way over to the back. Sometimes you have to turn it and actually come back the other way. It just depends on how your wood is acting. Like that. And see, that gives you kind of a little serrated sawtooth edge to all that. And that looks good. Okay, I gotta fix this right here. Alright. Put another little short one right here, like so. And you can see he's starting to look good. The beard is starting to look good. And I'll probably finish the rest of that off camera. Okay, I also noticed that I didn't, when I did this mustache on this side, I think you missed most of it. So we'll try it this way. You might notice I've got a different camera position this morning. I'm trying it out, and I think it's going to work really good. Okay, on the mustache, you got to remember this comes here and it rolls downhill, so you're going to have to do it in two parts. You notice I've drawn me in a few guidelines here. I've switched to this smaller V tool. This is about a 1/16 or 1.5 millimeter. I'm going to take it and run it up there. Notice that these lines are not straight. They've got a little bit of an arc to them, and as you go down, that arc will get bigger. I'm going to take it all the way down, turn it and take it all the way down to the beard. Okay, come right here, put me in another one, using the full depth of this tool. Turn it around. You have to be kind of careful doing this, especially down in here. Okay, all the way down like so, and just continue to do this. Now on my beard, excuse me, on my mustache, I like to get in as many hairs as I can. I'll show you what I mean in just a minute. I'll go ahead and cut these lines up here, and then I'm going to turn it around here in a minute. Like so. Turn them around. Back in the groove right there. All the way down. You'll notice that is turning up as it comes to the outside end of the mustache right there. Right here, one more there. Gotta be careful on this one, it goes right out to the end. You don't want to split that off. Okay, now if you look at this, you can see that I've got some wider ends on the bottom. Well, I can come back and put short hair in there. It won't go all the way up, so I'll start right here. Come down and down, like so. Might even get me a door lock. Another one right there. Okay, and there's my mustache. I have to do a little cleaning up, but that's okay. Now, up in here, this is of course your hair part, and it's actually going to come down and kind of the beard, excuse me, the beard will go under that. Now over here I've got this side laid down pretty good, but if you notice there's a flat spot here, so I need to lay that hair back a little bit more. So I'll just take my knife and I'm just going to kind of lay this back so that that slopes all the way back to the edge of the piece here. Just kind of making a little bit here. Let me turn it this way. Making that hair slope back like so. Alright. Now then on my hair it's the same thing. It's a long flowing line more or less, but it is not a straight line, so I'll just kind of come in here and draw this, and it's going to come down here like this somewhere. That's just a guide, not a very good one. I'm going to come down here something like this. I'm going to try to put some hair in there. So I'll show you how we do that. I'm going to use the smaller V tool and come kind of close here, and I'll just kind of, now I don't want that to be straight, so I'm kind of S-curving that as I come up, like so. Come down. Yep. Come down, come around like so. Now I'm not worried about getting them too close together just yet. Let me grab this bigger one and do this. This is not working too well for some reason. It's this wood again. And it's kind of going against the grain right here. The same thing, you're going to take that hair when it gets to the end, you're going to roll it on over like so. Okay, there's one.